Hello and welcome to our second topic of the semester. Today's topic is creativity and art. We will be talking about creativity process and at the same time different forms of arts, and we'll be taking a look at some artists. So let's begin then, yeah. First of all, we'll start with this activity right here. It's called which one of the following activities involve being creative, right? So we got some activities here, right? Cooking, playing football, doing a science experiment, or writing a book, or hairdressing. So which one of these is, in your opinion, involves being creative? Cooking. Do you think cooking involves being creative? Do you need to be creative while cooking? To become a good chef, maybe? Do you need to be creative? How about playing football? When you play football or play other games, well, in this case, football, do you think creativity helps? If you are more creative, will you be more successful? And doing a science experiment, how about this? Doing a science experiment, when you do some experiments, scientific experiments in a chemistry lab or in a physics lab, do you need to be creative to be more successful? Writing a book, how about this one? This one is definitely yes, right? In order to make up stories, you need to be creative. And how about this one? Hairdressing. Hairdressing. So if you work at the hair salon, do you need to be creative? Do you think creative hairdressers are more successful than the ones who are not creative? Okay, then we will move on to the second activity. Do you consider yourself to be a creative person? Why and why not? So if you think you're creative, give us some reasons. Give us some maybe instance, some examples where you were creative and you solved a problem by being creative. And if you think you're not creative, then why don't you think that way, yeah? Well, why do you think you are not creative? Give us some instance, maybe something that you couldn't solve, some problem you couldn't resolve. Yeah. So you will choose either yes or no and explain in our second activity. And our third activity is a bit reading. So we will read the articles right here A, B, C, D, E. We got 5 articles and we need to choose a heading. We got 6 headings here. So one of them will be left over. Right? We will read these and try to find the right heading. The first one is have a good laugh, sit down, get your legs moving, noise, daydream, think outside the box. All right, this passage is about creativity, right? Then you will read them and try to identify which heading would go where. Let's try to do, for example, one, yeah? A in this case. In a recent experiment, scientists gave the same task to a group of people who stayed sitting down to a group who went for a stroll outside. So one group was sitting down, the other group went for a stroll, yeah. What they have found supports what many people believe, that getting out and about is very good for creativity. In fact, 100% of the group that went for a walk produced better quality ideas and produced them more quickly. All right. And we can read the second one, but just by reading the first paragraph, you can tell which one, right? Should it be get your legs moving or sit down? Which one? So you'll pick one for this activity. And then last activity will be this little squares that you see. here you will test your creativity. We will see if you're a creative person or not. Yeah. The activity will help you to kind of assess your creativity. You have 3 minutes to turn each square below into a recognizable object, a present or a house. So you need to basically draw, right? These squares, you need to turn these squares into something that you could recognize. When someone looks at it, they would say, oh, this is a house. Or if someone looks at it, they would say, oh, this is a present, or this is a car or something, right? Or a brick. So you got just 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, how many of these squares can you turn into something recognizable object, right? Well, so after that, we will test your creativity. That would be a test for you. Then we will look at what each person produced, right? You will take a look at yours, and then you will take a look at the person next to you, and we will try to choose the best one in the class. Who did it in the most creative way, right? We will vote and find the best one, and basically the most creative person in the class. Yeah. All right, that's that. Then we will move on to our next activity, which involves a video that we will watch. Right. Creativity video. All right. So first we'll watch this video.
A picture popped up on our screens today, and we're sorry, we just can't seem to peel our eyes away. Because what you're looking at, and this is no slip of the tongue, is art. And it just sold for north of $100,000 at the big Art Basel gathering in Miami. Many an artist was misunderstood in their lifetimes. Van Gogh, yes, the Van Gogh, only sold one painting ever. Maybe we're missing something with the banana and duct tape, like an unfathomable metaphor about the banana that decays, but the tape, as any do-it-yourselfer knows, pretty much lasts forever. Still,
yeah, we'll watch this video and then we'll answer some questions, right? There would be, well, we will do some vocabulary activities. Here we will take a look at some quotes and try to interpret it. For example, Pablo Picasso said, "But every child is an artist. The problem is to remain as an artist once you grow." Right? Then we will do these vocabulary activities, which we will be matching them. Right? We will take a look at the words in bold: shredding, stunned, iconic, staggering, decay, depreciate. So these were all of the words that we saw in the video before, right? We will do this activity before we watch the video. Then we would watch the video, and after that you will write a quite simple summary, right? Using these words: decay, depreciate, iconic, play a prank on somebody, shred, staggering, stand, and mock. All right, then that would be it. And lastly, as an assignment, you'd have this assignment. The name of the assignment is Famous Artists and Their Masterpieces, right? So what you will do is given here. Briefly explain the purpose of the presentation to explore a famous artist and their masterpiece. So you will pick someone that's very famous, right? And you will present it to a class, right? You will make a presentation, and let's see, then you would talk about these stuff right here, right? Highlight the significance of art in history, culture, and society. So you need to talk about the contributions of that person to art, right? And then provide a brief overview of the artist's life and background. So you'll talk about the artist a little bit. Where was he born? What did he do? And basically his life story, right? And showcase some of his most famous artworks. So don't forget to include some of the artist's artworks. All right, so you could show it to the class, so we will have an opinion about it, right, when we see it. And lastly, emphasize the importance of appreciating and learning from the diverse styles and perspectives of famous artists. Well, and then, yeah, lastly, like, don't forget to include images from the artist's artwork, right? Okay. All right, that will be it for our second topic. Then, yeah, take care. Have a good day. I'll see you in the class. Yeah. All right. Bye bye then.